Alright, what is up YouTube? Welcome back to another Warframe Showcase video. Today we're going to be covering Frost. I have his Gemini skin, so just want to show that off real quick. We're going to be going over his abilities with no mods, and we're going to go over how to mod him. He's really basic in how he plays out. He has some offense, mostly defense capabilities. Really fun character to play, especially if you're playing like objective game modes like mobile defense or defense or something. Um, really good. One of like the safest picks you can use in Warframe, in my opinion. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. We'll get to the disclaimers regarding the builds when we get to that portion of the video, by the way. I know I usually do that, but we're going to do that. And then we're going to go into gameplay after the, the showcase, which I should be posting a timestamp on when it ends right about now. And yeah, let's get to it. So I am using Frost Prime.
You got
There
a
is a
cold front
difference
moving
in
in.
primes and
Aye.
base frames. His non-variants, here are the stats. Mostly the same, just gets less shields. The prime variant gets more shields. Um, that's pretty much it. Going on to his abilities. Well, that looks sick, I'm not gonna lie. His passive, essentially his cold. Let's go over it together here. So cold status effects from Frost last 100% time, 100% longer, and he gains 50 armor per enemy afflicted with cold within affinity range. Keep in mind there is also an added bonus to cold that it deals increased crit damage, so he's good to have around. Um, he's good to have with a crit weapon because it'll deal more crit damage. So just keep that in mind, right? And it goes for like all his arsenal. So going on to his first ability, Freeze. What he does is he shoots out an ice ball or whatever. If he hits an enemy directly, it'll instantly freeze them. If he hits the ground, it'll slow them for a bit. And that's pretty much what it does. Here is an example of what it looks like. Sorry. Going on to his second ability, Ice Wave. Essentially, what he does is he hits the ground, sending a wave of icicles forward. They should deal heavy damage. They also there's an augment that leaves behind kind of like a patch of snow, which slows enemies to step on it. That's gonna be what this looks like right now. Going over your third ability, which is what you're gonna be using a lot. It's got Snow Globe. Essentially, what he does is he does this animation where he makes a globe around a certain area, and it has a brief period in which it can soak up damage in order to get stronger. This is going to be what you're going to want to use for objective game modes like mobile defense, what you're going to want to use for defense and stuff. Just keep that in mind. You can also shatter it with your first ability, um, damaging people inside. Going over to your fourth, it's called Avalanche. Basically, he freezes people around him within a set range, and not only does he strip their armor, if they're weak enough, he can break them. So this is what it's going to look like. And if you look at the little video here, that's what that's going to look like. As far as the showcase goes, we're gonna just go over them real quick so we can get into the demonstration. It is gonna make my video a bit longer, but I think showing how to play him in certain areas it should be good. Real quick, because I've realized I haven't been doing this. And if you want to mod ideally for like Frost, there's different ways you can mod for him. Me, the way I play him is I mod for Avalanche, so I go heavy on the range. Um, you can also mod for strength, to strengthen the snow globe and all that stuff. But mainly, what you're gonna focus on is your three and your fourth. Your second, you're rarely gonna use it. Your first, you are rarely gonna use it as well. It's just your third and your fourth. And yeah, you can. There is a build for snow globe that's just kind of like small. Back then, when Frost used to be like well, he is really good, but when he used to be like at his like early years, there was a thing where you wouldn't be able to. It wasn't good to have a big bubble. Um, Now, like no one really cares about that. He can kind of just survive on his own, you know. So, and I'm talking like my within like my second year, because when I started messing with Frost, I was looking for build videos and stuff, and people were against having like a really big globe, but I kind of use it just cause like why not? I like bigger stuff. Plus, I'm modding for Avalanche. I don't really care about Snow Globe. So yeah, let's go on to showcase the abilities. Who do we want to use? Um, we'll stay with the Orc faction. We'll keep him at level 60, just so you can see what's up for demonstration's sake. Okay, so that's gonna hit this guy over here with the 1. There you go. It slowed these guys down. He has 10 stacks of cold on him. He's frozen. Do it again with someone else. Let's say this guy over here. So it does have a bit of an AoE. If you hit someone directly, it will freeze them. Everyone around them will slow down. Hit this guy. So yeah, that's what that looks like. Okay, go back and get more energy. Also, by the way, when you do cast your third ability, your Snow Globe, you will knock enemies out of the area where the bubble is. So just keep that in mind. I'm going with... Someone die or something? Oh. Or did he move? Whatever. So, using my second ability, this is what I mean by the icicles. It should deal heavy damage. So we'll see how it looks. There you go. It has a bit of range. It has some good range on it. That's how that looks like. Then showing off the third ability, which is gonna move some people around. Here is a Snow Globe. I'm gonna use this guy. So you can see like it's gonna push people out. And they are affected by cold, they're frozen. And then if there was ever anyone inside it, you can just break it and it'll knock people down, as you saw there. Okay, just going over the fourth real quick. I'm gonna show kind of right here in the middle so you can see how far it can reach. You see it strips armor. I'm gonna get some more energy to do it again. Which is a good thing with Frost, is he's a good armor strip. Do it again. Armor's gone, and now they're all health. And people are frozen. So now onto the modding area, which by the way, I'm not for like metas, like if y'all have a better build setup, by all means go for it. What I do here is just for demonstration purposes. The build portion of this, especially for the beginner / intermediate players, is just to give you an idea of how to mod him or how to get the most out of him. Mine is gonna be focused on it's focused on range for the fourth. So on this one, I'm gonna focus on strength and a little bit of range. And yeah. Is everyone gone? Yeah, everyone is gone. Okay, so getting into the build portion of this for Frost. So I think I added this onto him. I'm pretty sure I did. For the aura mod, you're gonna want to go with whatever you feel comfortable with. Me, because he's good with crit damage, because you know cold damage does do that crit stuff. I am running a shotgun with Frost. So for me, right, an example, I'm just gonna run shotgun amp so I can deal more damage with my shotgun. And this is just beginner / intermediate build. This isn't like late game. If you don't have any sort of set mods or corrupted mods, set mods you can find them in Cetus, Fortuna, and Deimos. And prime mods, you gotta look out for Barracuteer. And then for corrupted mods, you gotta farm corrupted Demos vaults, which you need to be in a clan, and you gotta use corrupted hollow keys. Sorry, my voice cracked. Anyways, onto the build video. How am I gonna mod him? So thinking like a beginner. If you don't have a prime mod, you can use a base variant. We're gonna go with flow. Get more energy. It's always a good thing to have. Um, my frost is forward a lot, so you might not have these same things. So just keep that in mind. For his okay, so we're running with. Hold on. Sorry, I had to yeah. You don't need continuity unless you want to go. You want to add some more freeze duration. So I'm gonna skip continuity on this one. I am instead going to go with Transient Fortitude, which is a corrupted mod. I am also going to add Intensify for the added strength. Um, to cover my bases in terms of survivability. You can go with Vigor, but I'm gonna go with Prime Vigor. And that bumps up the health and shields. Now we just need to take care of the armor, which you can go with armored agility to get more faster, to just move faster and have more armor, or you can run this. But if you've made it far enough in the quest, 'cause I think this is on an armor, um, I think it's an armor bounty, so I think that's how you get this. So is there anything with armor? You can go with Gladiator 8. Ooh, do we use melee? Eh. You can go with this. This you can get on Deimos for armor and a little bit more health. It's just a throwaway build, so just keep that in mind. So now we have some strength. We want to throw in some range. So let's slap on some stretch. Where is it over here? Here it is. Throw on some stretch. We will throw on some. Where is it? Some reach. Once again, you can add duration if you want to. It's just going to affect the freeze duration. You look here, freeze duration. You look here, freeze duration. Freeze duration. Freeze duration. You don't really need a lot of duration for him if you don't want to go with that. But kind of to offset a little bit of transient fortitude, for this one I will add augur message. The Exilus slot, I do have something for him. This one you can, if you don't have any other drift mods, once you get far enough in the story, you are able to use, or you're able to farm for them in a place that will become available to you. I'm gonna not spoil it, but for this one, I'm gonna go for Power Drift for the added strength, and that's pretty much what I would be looking to run. Similar to um, a beginner and an intermediate player. You don't have to run exactly as build. It's just a throwaway build. It's just to show you how the power is gonna scale. What I would be looking for if I was a new player, if I was a beginner, and an intermediate player who I'm still trying to understand how to build stuff. And as you can see here, my duration is gone up. It's almost still 100, so it's not that bad. I have more range and I have more strength. We're not getting into arcanes because that's more end game / late game stuff. We'll get into that later. So pretty intense on the strength for a beginner. As you can see, our energy's gone up. Now let's show off these abilities. I'm gonna keep them level 60. We'll get up here. Let's aim for this guy with our first ability. Huge range. Max stacks. Really cool. Do it again on this guy. There you go. You can see the range increase a lot. And as you can see on the top right hand side next to our overshield, you can see how much armor we have. Okay, so there was that. Here is the second. We'll start from this guy over here. I covered everywhere. Show it again. Yep, a lot of range. Showing off his third. That's how that looks like. It's grown bigger. When it's flashing, it's because it's going through that invulnerability stage. It will absorb damage before it will get its strength. Hitting it with your first, once again, will cause everyone to be knocked down. And then, let me go get my energy. I'm going to show you the fourth. Armor's gone. Again. Yeah.
Assets frozen.
You'll see it more in action later. I'm going to show up my build with a demonstration on how it is. Because I don't want to do a demonstration for this one and then a demonstration for like the other build, because then the video is going to be like an hour long. So, going on to the late game stuff, I'm just going to hover over my build to show you what's up, show you what my mentality was. Once again, you don't have to follow it. I'm not much for metas and stuff. I just go with whatever I need to have fun. And here's this. So, I am running Archon Flow because cold, and this is an ability that pairs well with Frost. He is able to drop additional energy, shoot energy permit. I'm running Overextended for range, Fortitude for strength, Biting Frost for crit chance and crit damage against frozen enemies. I'm running these Umbro mods for strength and vitality, this to cover the armor, Power Drift for the strength, Molt Augment for more strength, and Molt Efficiency to offset the duration on Transient Fortitude. And this is built more towards what is it built more towards? It is built more towards Avalanche. Oh god. Showing it off real quick. We're gonna go simulate these guys. Need to make sure no one's like alive over here. Ah, there's one over here.
Body bag for one.
Oop, need to get our energy. Alright, so once again, my build. Hitting this guy with the one. Covers almost everyone. Hitting my second. Did I kill him? Well, I guess he did. I'm gonna use my second again. There you go. Using my third. And then bursting my third. And then hitting my fourth.
Threat neutralized.
I'll hit it again, just go. These guys real quick. Alright, so that pretty much sums up the showcase. Frost is very basic. He's more defensive frame. You're going to see that more in what I'm going to do. I'm going to play a mobile defense to show off his abilities. And yeah, with that being said, here is the demonstration. Alright, so I am healing Jupiter. We're gonna do a mobile defense here. You're gonna see kind of how you're gonna want to play him is just to show off the playstyle. I'm gonna be using my build. Also, I bought it
This is
about
a
my
mobile
Doge
defense
COVID.
mission. You must
Um,
deliver payloads and
it,
defend a
it
number
adds
of
to how I play.
locations
I
while you break
haven't
into
had
the
the chance to mess
network.
with Archon shards on
Be
Frost,
prepared for heavy
but
resistance.
he also
I
provides
can't do
more
this without you.
defensive capabilities because his magnetic pulse disarms enemies. And usually when I'm running with Frost, I run with COVID. So yeah. Why did I drop that?
Target down.
This will only get more difficult.
There you go.
Get to a terminal and prepare for enemy resistance.
Very nice.
And you kids, keep it down.
It's gonna be cool. Keep pulsing yellow, not this one. Boom. Do this. So he's good for objectives, so I'm gonna cover this. Nothing is getting through unless I go up against freaking nullifiers, which I hate. I don't know why I forgot that was a thing. Did I get that right? So how's your Monday? How's everyone's Monday?
Let me introduce my new
Man, just gotta work.
friend,
Gotta
my
work.
latest in hybrid
Was gonna
talent.
go to the gym, decided to skip today because my stomach's not been good to me today. It's weird, every time I have breakfast, 'cause I usually don't eat breakfast, every time I have breakfast, my stomach is just as you can see on the bottom, oh, I can't do another slow globe. Slow globe. Snow globe. Jesus, I cannot speak today. I know what's going on. I'm not being surprised.
Make some noise.
There is a bit of an invulnerability stage for the snow globe, which will take up the damage that it absorbs, and it will add to the armor of the snow globe. Really cool thing.
Threat.
I keep thinking that this has an incarnate. I don't know why. I'm thinking I'm a regular leg. Cool. There you go.
Bulk delivery from Jerkwads R Us.
No globe. We're gonna put that down. Yeah, pretty much that's how you play Frost. You don't spam. Well, you're gonna keep the snow globe up as much as you can. Snow globe does have an augment, which if an enemy like comes in, they have a chance of getting completely frozen. It's pretty cool mod for him. I was gonna say also, if you wanna know the health of your snow globe with a percentage, you can look at the bottom right of the ability. Right now, mine's going down to 66, 67. That's the snow globe taking damage. It's showing you the percentage of the globe. Right now it's like at 60%. By the way, I pair him with a shotgun because I usually, when I play Frost, I am usually hugging the objective to cover.
We are finished here. Move on.
That's what you get.
Oh my god. Going on to the last one. I like the second because you can kind of use it as an offensive thing. But you're almost never using it. You're almost.
Always gotta make
Oh
it
god, that's
different.
gonna be so much harder. And once again, for your force to be good, make sure you have the line of sight checked out before you activate it. Still have no feelings about the line of sight check, but I mean it is what it is. It's a way of balancing
Look at
things.
your tongue. Fine. Release the amalgams.
Careful.
Ah, yeah. Violence.
I have a pistol for more long range. Like sometimes you see me swap to my pistols. My shotgun for close quarters.
The odds were against us, Tenno, but we did it. Mission
Oh,
complete.
yep. Nullifiers are like your worst enemy when it comes to frost. And any other mission with Grenier and Infested, they all pretty much have to get close to you. And one more send off, yeah. Yes, I do understand also, these are like low level enemies, so it's not much of a challenge, but it's for demonstration purposes. And yeah, that's pretty much all she wrote. That is roughly how you're gonna
Another
use
job well
Frost.
executed.
You can pop the bubble in defense missions, you can use mobile defense. You can use them when you're using when you're doing a defense mission with like a 10 that you gotta defend, but you gotta remember when you're doing those, the person follows someone, so be on top of who's following that person. Be in charge of who the 10 is following is what I'm trying to say. And what else? Your second ability, you can use it for offensive, but once again, you can use it for like low level. High level stuff is not really that useful. If you want to get the augment for that, you can. What it'll do is, like I said, it'll leave a patch of ice that'll slow enemies that get on contact with it. Your first ability is just to freeze people, and it'll grant more armor. The more people you freeze within your affinity range. But mainly your focus is gonna be your fourth and your first. No, your fourth and your third, my bad. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Hope y'all enjoyed the showcase. Let me Ooh, I almost fell off my freaking chair. Let me know what y'all think of the video. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you made it this far. Let me know if you're enjoying the content. With that being said, I will catch you all next week when we go over... What are we going to go over next time? Should I go check? Let's go check.
Someone called in the
over
professionals. Yeah.
Gara Prime. Is that really who we need to go next? Ooh, Gara is a good one. I like Gara. Especially with like the recent Exalted changes. It's gonna be a juicy one next time. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. I will catch you all next week. This is AG Gaming signing off. Peace.